Heck. Hi, everyone. Good time zone. And what is up, gamers? I forgot what I said for a minute there. It's very discombobulated. Having a weird day, friends. Hello, Q2s. That's very kind. No, you are a precious cutie. Thank you very much indeed. And hello, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a lovely Monday. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome on in. Samantha, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome on in, and thank you. Very much appreciated. But that's not my art camera. That's why you can't see anything. Oh my god, I just had like a moment there. I was like, where's my art? It was on the wrong scene. Hi. We made it. Anyways, so close to that 1 year mark. 49 months. That's almost a year. Thank you so very much. I genuinely appreciate it with my entire heart. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Hello. Right. Well, today is a day. It's Monday, and I had an idea for doing this little sort of exercise, and I'm actually not sure which way I want to orient the page. Joe, thank you very much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely, lovely lurk. Very much appreciated as well. But yeah, this is something that I think is a fun exercise to do, and I haven't really done anything like it, but I've had it in mind for a while, or at least I haven't done anything like it on stream. But it's just sort of an exercise where just draw a bunch of random shapes on a page, and then make the shapes into scenes. So, you know, just paint little landscapes into these little doodads or portraits or whatever the heck you want. Paint things that feel like they fit in these shapes. Joe wants to see the illumination. Let me see if it's in the studio. I don't want to dwell on it for too long because yeah, but I mean, I guess if hanging out with your friends is more important than watching me stream, I guess you can see it. Fine. Hello. Here she is. I hope you had a nice time. I hope Daisy is well. Here's Shaw. Here's... oh, shiny. Oh, he's shiny. Okay, that's enough of that. You get the idea. Anyways, lurking is playing games. Have a lovely time. Anyways, but yeah, this is what we're working on today. It is... it's not really a completed work, it's an exercise, and I think it's nice sometimes to just do something that's like an exercise on stream rather than like a completed work. Like this, I'm attempting to squirrel away at this piece, but you can see mistakes were made back here. Mistakes were made. Those are all books. Why did I do this to myself? It's because it's based on a photo of a room in Dracula's castle that I thought looked cool. Anyways, so I was supposed to have a relaxing day today, and I think you can probably guess how that went for me. Y'all, I wish that I could project the air of radical confidence and everything's fine that I feel like is probably actually something of a key to success. Like, people are drawn to confidence. I'm confident in my skill as an artiste at this point. Like, I think that this looks good. But on the other hand, I'm not feeling confident about other things in life. Like, well, I woke up to a whole bunch of news all over my social media. I went on looking for, like, pictures of pirates and Star Trek and cute illustrations from fellow artists that I follow, and instead I got just a bombardment of news making it past my my filters. Used about words that I don't want to filter out because they directly impact me as an immigrant, which as you can imagine is not a fun way to be in this country at the moment. I don't know. I can tell you right now, whatever they think is my fault, it's not. I'm just a little gremlin, you know, like, doing a little job, painting little paintings, being married to a person I love, contributing to the economy, paying rent, paying bills, buying groceries, you know, shopping local. But apparently I'm just the worst because I wasn't born here, which is garbo and stupid. And I dislike the number of political parties who are really buying into this rhetoric. Makes you feel real welcome. But here's the kicker. I can't just be like, oh, well, I'm not wanted here, so I'm just gonna leave. because, like, my life is here, number one. But number two, my partner is here, and no. So I've been grappling with being scared about that all day and trying to figure out, like, contingencies and what I might need to do to make sure that I'm not going to be, you know, massively screwed and forced out of the place that is my home when the next election happens, depending on, I don't know, how the media decides to skew public opinion when that happens. Swear words. I don't want to dwell on it. I just wanted to get that out of the way because that's where my brain's at right now. Please, please, please support your local immigrant. We are just little creatures trying our best and we contribute a lot. Yeah, anyways. So that's where I am right now. I would love to time travel back to a time in my life when I wasn't, like, permanently scared that things were going to get worse, and have people tell me, like, oh, it's not that bad, it'll be fine, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. It's like, okay, but if I don't do something right now to protect myself, I don't know that things aren't going to get worse. People around me do not believe me when I say that, like, I need to be prepared for the possibility that things will get worse. It's been going on for years, and I keep being correct, and I hate being correct. It's like I was hit in the face with the gift of prophecy dodgeball. But I've got Cassandra syndrome because, I don't know, I'm a hysterical AFAB person with anxiety, so people don't believe me when I say that, like, things are gonna get bad if we're not able to affect it in another direction, and we might not be, because we don't have a lot of power. Okay, you know what, I'm spiraling. On stream, I'm gonna paint. So, this is lemon ginger tea, which is nice. I hadn't actually decided before we started this what paints I was gonna use, which I probably should have done. But I've got two palettes here. I think I might go back to the... See, I was thinking, because this is such an autumnal palette, I feel like this is a very autumnal palette, but actually I'm wondering if it's more of a wintry palette, because there isn't really a green in here, and I might still need some greenness for this. And I mean, okay, like, I can combine the yellow and the teal to make a green, but I'm thinking I probably need more of, like, a green. So, I think we're gonna go back, to the 1940s palette again, and I feel like I'm using this palette a lot, because this is what we used for Medieval Hornet. But, like, damn, look at this palette. It's gorgeous. And also it has a really good green to start with, and that, I think, is going to be potentially more useful than the other one. But that being said, now that I'm looking at it, I just don't know. Life is hard. Life is hard, and this is the least of my problems, so I'm going to fixate on it, so I don't think about other things that, again, if... I'm sure at this point no one's watching stream anymore because, well, if you don't want to watch me having a panic about, you know, sort of my immediate future being at risk, but anyways, it's not too difficult to apply for citizenship from where I am, like, position-wise, so I could conceivably just get a second passport. You have to go through some stuff, but maybe I just need to do that. I've put it off for years because of just like, what's the point? There's no need. I just live here. But, well, some people want to threaten that because, I don't know, they're tiny little baby racists who think that appealing to other tiny little baby racists is the way to be powerful, which is really stupid. I don't understand why anyone doesn't see through this rhetoric. Anyway, sorry, I wasn't going to talk about it. I'm going to refill my water cup, and, I don't know, you'll forgive me on stream today if I talk about Star Trek, because it's like my comfort media at the moment, and, I'm struggling to think about other things. Moment. Back in a sec. Right, okay, that was the other thing that I wanted to talk about. I remembered the other thing I wanted to talk about. It's real goofy, but, you know, experience is beginning to tell me that if someone replies to something I've posted online with the words, starting with the words, so you It's gonna be a stupid statement, and it's gonna make me mad. Namely, so I updated my shop with some new artworks and some prints, some stickers. They're really cute. Thank you so much for everyone who has supported it so far. I really appreciate it. There's a lot of neat stuff there. Feel free to tell your friends. I'd really appreciate it. Anyways. But I made a post like a week or so ago about one of the limited edition Blue Raspberry Fight Milk Hollow Knight art prints that I have available in my shop at the moment. And this morning I wake up to a notification on Mastodon. I get email notifications when I get replies on Mastodon because it's a quiet place in general for me. But this guy, I don't know this guy. This guy's not... I don't know where this guy's come from, but this guy replies to my post, which is a picture of one of the art prints, one of the limited edition Hollow Knight art prints that are in my shop. They... Like, I produce, just for the record, I produce a limited edition of 6 of these things and no more. Like, when they're gone, they're gone. Like, they're very... it's a very limited run, and they're also... Considering their rarity, very inexpensive. They're 10 quid a pop. That's it. And then they're done. And they're gone forever. And you won't be able to buy them anymore. I do this out of respect and also because I think it's neat. Point being, this guy replies to this post from like, which by the way, again, is like a week old, replies to this post and says something like, something to the effect of, so, you made fan art, and now you're trying to exploit it commercially. Yuck face emoji. And I just thought it was so funny. Because of all the fan arts to complain about someone selling a limited print run of, you chose Hollow Knight? Here's the thing about Hollow Knight and fan art. If you go to Team Cherry's website, they're the developers of Hollow Knight. They're the owners of the Hollow Knight IP. And on their website, they very explicitly state, if you make fan art, if you make, you know, like arts and crafts and whatever of this game, you can sell that. If you paint a picture of Hornet Silksong, you can sell that. You can sell originals, you can sell, like, limited editions, which is what I'm doing of prints. You can sell, like, a little crochet cornifer if you want to. This is fine. They have stipulations about this, like, don't steal the actual game art, or, don't try to pass it off as official when it's not, and don't use, like, print-on-demand sites like Redbubble to sell it. Because that's not in the spirit of things. Don't mass produce. But if you wanted to do 6 art prints, or sell a painting, or anything like that, or like someone commissions you for a sketch of, I don't know, Sherma singing a song, like that's all fine. They specifically, yeah, Samantha in the chat says, haven't Team Cherry literally explicitly given permission for that? Yes, they have, exactly. And I think that is to their benefit as a brand because the community is very active, and having more of that stuff available and them not cracking down on that stuff, just it fosters that creativity. And there's always going to be stuff that people are going to want, like art and merch wise, that isn't available through official channels or isn't the same as like official artwork, and people have been vastly creative with the stuff that they've made based on Hollow Knight. It's very cool to see, like little like sculptures and, you know, all kinds of stuff. It's neat. It's awesome. You love to see it. So that's the stupidest you could complain about someone selling fan art of, when Team Cherry are literally like, yeah, sell your fan art, it's fine. Which is, you know, a large part of I would not be doing this. I would not be selling Hollow Knight art if Team Cherry were not like, this is fine. You know, like they're a small team, and if they were like we would rather you didn't do that, I would respect that in this case. So, to have someone try and have a go at me for that is so funny. So funny. And so I just replied very sincerely and said, yes.
Shaw!
Thank you very much for the shot. Look, Hornet's with me. Thank you for the shot, Samantha. Thank you. Aw. Anyways, what was I saying? Hornet, Shaw, Team Cherry. Yeah, I literally just replied and said, yes, I am. Several people requested this of me. And so I have done it because the developers of the game are also fine with it. So there is no need to make gross faces at me. Smiley face emoji. It was so bizarre. Hornet wanted to give you some moral support. Thank you, Samantha. I think, you know, one of the frustrating things about when I do draw ire from people on the internet, and I have, like, in the last couple of weeks, drawn, like, a weird amount of ire from some people on the internet for, again, incredibly innocuous things. It's like, it doesn't seem fair because I feel like the amount of ire that I've drawn from people is not proportional to the amount of, like, success that I have at this point, you know? I had someone reply to a video that I posted to my YouTube channel absolutely ages ago now, where I made a 19th century recipe for a suet pudding. You can find it on my channel, which is linked. Please consider subscribing. I am working on my next video. It takes an annoyingly long amount of time because I cannot currently devote myself to doing this on, like, a more full-time basis as I would like to. That may change someday and I'll be able to do stuff more often, or just produce even more in-depth, like, 4-hour videos twice a year. Who knows? Anyways, but in this video I was making a suet pudding, and the worst / most annoying thing, this guy is like, as soon as you used vegetable suet, I switched off, blah blah blah, seed oils are so unhealthy and they poison your brain, and I've been eating, like, lard and beef suet my whole life and have had no health problems. And I'm like, bro, if you're complaining about seed oils, I think it's maybe giving you brain rot. Like, oh no, I don't know how the, like, new age health conspiracy right-wing crunchy people have found my stupid history videos. It's like, did you take nothing else away from the video apart from the fact that I'm using veggie suet? Fun fact, I can't eat suet anymore because it has gluten in it. Yay! I don't mind this because I didn't like it. I did not like that. Oh no, that's a spoiler. I didn't enjoy the suet pudding. I thought it was worse. But anyways. Yeah. So that was a choice on the part of that part. Like, for the, like, 99.99999% of the comments that I get on things are so positive. It's genuinely unusual for me that I've gotten two, like, just weirdly misplaced negativity style comments in, like, the same fortnight, I would say. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but it was recent. I'm not gonna let this ruin my mood because it's stupid. It's so stupid. Like, woof. Oh god. Anyways. But also, you know, I watch a lot of cooking videos where people use ingredients that aren't things that I would be eating. Like, oh, I watched, you know, if I watch a video for, like, baguettes, for how to make baguettes, I'm not going to comment on the video and be like, hey, Martin, wheat poisons my body, so I'm mad at you that you made a video about using wheat flour. You shouldn't do that. It's bad. Because that would be stupid. Also, I like Martin. He makes nice breads and he is an entertaining presenter and seems like he's a good person. Oh, what's the channel he's on? It's King Arthur Flour. The King Arthur flower brand has a YouTube channel, and I like their videos. I think they're informative and nice. Um, there's a man named Martin, and he makes bread, and he seems like a good person. Anyways, what's my point? Oh yeah, I don't go onto videos and then complain about people using ingredients I wouldn't eat. It's like, that's just stupid. Um, I did actually take a recipe from a YouTube video recently, and adapted it because it included ingredients that I wouldn't eat. So I subbed in different ingredients, and yeah, it was fine. It was fine. My one complaint is that Claire should have specified how many peaches she used in her cake, because I thought I used the same amount and it was definitely less, and I felt like it could have used more peaches. Anyways, it was a cake. I would like, if I may, to start painting in some of these little scenes. I think that would be a nice thing to do. I've given this basically no thought at this point as to what the different scenes will have in them, but I was thinking just now, I know this one is like right at the bottom, but I think this one, because of like the shape of it, might work really well as a like vaguely inspired by the travels I went on last month. I think it could work for that. Just, sort of, oh, look at this nice row of like quaint tall houses in front of a canal kind of situation. Because we saw a lot of canals when we went away. It was pleasant. Do recommend. Also, it was relatively inexpensive because it wasn't very. It was still expensive. It was still too expensive. I don't know how people can afford things. Maybe they just have more income than I do. But I rarely feel like I can afford things. But we did go on a little holiday last month, just before I found out that I needed it was already booked by the time I found out that I needed dental surgery. Oh yeah, while we were on holiday, we passed a Warhammer shop that had this in the window, and I was like, wait, is that Warhammer Hornet? Because it's got like the little mask with like the antlers, and then it's wearing like a red sort of billowy outfit. I'm like, is this like Hornet with like Warhammer armor? I love it. So I had to take a photo. Anyways, I'm just nosing around my pictures from that trip to get an idea of some cute house shapes I could maybe sort of sketch into the scene here. But I don't know if it's weird to be starting with I've decided that this is the bottom of the page, by the way. I don't know if it's weird or like a bad idea for me to be starting with the bottom of the page, but here we are. How about I do it anyways? Woo! This blue is, I want to warm this up just a touch, so I'm going to put just like a shade of the purple into it, into this blue. And then I'm just going to lay on some sky. The idea behind this, obviously, is not to get too silly in the area of like going too into depth in like detail on any of this. So obviously I'm already I've pre-ruined that. Because I'm like, oh, what if I do a whole bunch of just like a row of little townhouses? That's going to be super easy and not like a terrible idea at all. That's a terrible idea. Q2, thank you very much for the hostility check. No, the posture check and the hydrate. Posture and hydrate kind of blended together in my mouth there into I don't know what, and I'm very sorry. But I will. One of them should be a library, says Samantha. You know, I was thinking we could put some little bookshelves into one of these. That could be cute. That's a terrible idea, but what if I did it anyway? Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, okay, I'm doing a stretch. A hostility check. You know what? I'm feeling a lot gentler and a lot more positive than I did when we started this stream, so thank you for that, chat. I am really sorry that we kind of came in just struggle guns blazing, I feel like. Which, again, was not my intention, but it's been a day, y'all. Despite the fact that I was nominally supposed to be relaxing and having a nice time, I did neither of those things. So, feeling some kind of way. And we're just gonna paint away our feelings into some little shapes. And I do really think this is a really neat little fun exercise to do. Sometimes on stream it doesn't need to be like I'm working on a completed piece. Sometimes it's just let's just improvise and see where our imaginations take us. And today our imaginations are taking us to a pretend Amsterdam, and I think that's fun. Anyways, I want these layers to dry down before I commit any little houses to them, however. So let's move away from there and maybe pop up to here. And I'll think about what to do over there. Q2 says, the what now hostility check is certainly a mood. That's how I refer to hydrate and posture from now on, just a friendly little hostility check. This is a lemon ginger tea, by the way, because also my tummy hurts today, so I'm trying to combat that with lemon and ginger tea. I'm feeling a little under the weather today, if I'm being honest. And I clearly I'm being incredibly honest today. The honesty is off the charts. But, how is everyone else doing? How are you doing? How are you feeling? How have you been? How was your weekend? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrogate you. Feel free to ignore any and all of those questions. I shouldn't be bombarding you in that way. But, okay. I think... what do I want to do over here? I want to do a scene with a little cottage for sure. Maybe I could do a little cottage here. I could do a little cottage over here. Why not? So I'll start with a sky again, but I think what I might do... Okay, first of all, I'm gonna... That sky is now too purple, so I'm gonna add some tealishness to it. But what if I added a little bit of hue and a little bit of oranginess to it? This is a little bit more of an overcast sky, I think. And maybe we're kind of in the mountains. So let me start with some sky. Which is really pale. Oh, damn, that's a little bit pale. I had 2 barbecues. That sounds great. And I'll go for a walk in a second. I'm doing good, not hostile. Well, I'm glad that there's no hostility. I don't know what happened to my mouth there. That was bizarre. But, okay. I'm just putting down sort of like sky and then like grassy ground area, and then we'll kind of build things on top of it from there. I think this paint layers reasonably well. So we should have an all right time with that. I'm picking up some yellow and then some green to give us a nice grassy hue for the effectively the floor of the hills that we're going to pop this little cottage into. And I'm kind of not really meaning to. I've kind of already made a bit of a shape for how this hill is formed. So I'll go with that. Maybe we'll even get some tiny people into some of these. Oh my god, imagine how tiny the people are going to have to be to fit in here. Oh no. Why am I doing this to myself? No. Listen, we currently grinding Mario Kart World to unlock all the things. Good luck, Q2s. I was playing a little bit of off-stream Silk Song earlier, and oh, biddle boy, I keep dying and losing all of my money. I keep dying and losing all of my money. It's so embarrassing. Oh no. Anyways, Q2's, none of these are bits. No. No, thank you. Anyways. I'm not even reading that out loud. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I forget. Do I wanna do? Do I wanna do? How much of a horrendous mistake would it be if I did do? Oh, y'all.
Mira_Sky8 cheered. X100. I heard beats.
Thank you, Mira. Thank you very much indeed. That's incredibly kind and sweet, and thank you so much. My goodness, thank you. That's very sweet. Okay, so first of all, do I dare make this, like, just some bookshelves? Because, like, I could. I shouldn't, but, like, I could. These are all going to be very sketchy scenes. And when I say sketchy, I mean, you know, as in, like, it's a sketch, not as in, like, oh, you know, I heard this cottage got up to some shady business during the war. No, none of that. But as in, they're not going to be, like, perfectly rendered. And that's alright with me. In fact, I think that's probably for the best. I'm just making some brown, a nice warm brown. That could be... Q2 says, I'll go for my walk now because the sun is setting very soon. Have a lovely walk. I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope it is nice. Okay, friends. I'm committing to the bit. Now, will these be uneven and imprecise? Potentially, yes. Do I mind? Only slightly. It's a very wonky... It's like a medieval bookshelf. We don't need to trouble ourselves too much with it being perfect. These are sketchies. I think it's good for the heart and soul of an artist to occasionally just produce stuff that, like, you're not going to be able to sell this. You're not going to be able to make this into merch. You're just experimenting. I think that's really important, and sometimes we lose sight of that. My moderator/spouse has come home, so I'm going to go quickly say hello to them. But also, hello, little birdie, and thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely lurk. Darling. Oh my god. Where did you find that? Do you mind if I show chat? They're gonna want to know why I'm crying. I love you so much. Welcome home. How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully busy means it went quickly. And we're gonna have so much courgette for dinner tonight.
Yep.
Yay. I love you. Hi everyone. Hello. Q2's in the chat says hello, and also, we love you, your face is cute.
Who said that?
Q2's in chat.
Okay. Don't know who that is, but thank you.
Okay, he says thank you. I don't know if you heard what I was saying to my moderator/spouse just now, but he found someone on the way home who, I guess lives with us now. This is a wizard toad who is now my friend. Oh my god, you found Sevi. Yes, they they live here now. Yay, the rent's gone down by a third, so I'm happy with that. Uh, but I guess I'm cooking for 3 now because we have this sweet little fella. Gonna have to come up with a name for you, little guy. I love them. They're so soft and They're so soft and fluffy. They're so huggable. I love them so much. Mwah! Give them a little kiss on their little wizard hat. And they're gonna hang out with me next to the Strim station. Oh, beans. Okay, so anyways, getting back into this, we've made some bookshelves here. We've got what, believe it or not, will eventually be a little canal street. And I need to think about what else do we want to fill in. I feel like I want some of these scenes to be, you know, a little bit more like autumnal, I think. And I was trying to decide, like, do I want to do something that's really, really warmly autumnal? Like, maybe like a really blustery sky, and then, you know, various shades of, like, brown and red and orange sort of on the ground, and trees changing color and all that good stuff. So maybe I'll do that for this one. I could do that for this one, maybe. And I think maybe I want some grades, just a little bit of sort of grades of hills, maybe some mountains in the background or something. I don't know. But I should start with probably making a nice sort of a warmish gray for the sky. And what I'll probably do with that is actually get some grades of it, you know, start out fairly light, and then we'll kind of layer on some heavier cloud cover, perhaps. But I'll start here. Anyways, so yeah, that's a new friend who lives here. It was honestly the best possible thing to possibly happen to me at this point is to have met that little Forg. That little well, I think they might be a toad. I think they might be a toad. I don't does it say? Toad. They're a toad. They are a toad. So I'll need to try and think of a good name for them. Okay, there we go. Anyways, but yeah. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Now, I'm gonna take some yellow. And I'm gonna have some yellow hill for starters. And then maybe if I bring in a little bit of orange. Oh, that's so bold though. Is that too bold? Maybe if I just water it down quite a lot. And have sort of an orange hill like in front. Actually, yeah, I think that's fine. We'll add like trees and stuff, maybe a little cottage as well. To be fair, all toads are frogs. There's no taxonomic What? Is this like a what? Also, hello Voxel, welcome in. How are you doing? Is this like Samantha? Is this like a peach nectarine situation? I thought frogs and toads were two different. I thought they were like neighbors, not like the same. I thought they were neighbors, and if the frog and toad books have taught me anything, occasionally lovers. Silk Song is kicking my buttocks. It is very painful and sometimes fun, says Voxel. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. But also, I hope that you continue to enjoy it, question mark. I hope you enjoy it to some extent. I'm doing a terrible job and having a wonderful time. That's how I'm doing. But genuinely I am having a lovely time with it. I think it's great. But it is, there is definitely some difficulty. There was some gubbins I was doing in it the other day, and I was just like, oh, this is so hard, but I can see how satisfying it's going to be once I'm like somewhat better at it. And so in that way, it was a lovely time, actually. Okay. These backgrounds are all quite vague and fluffy. And that's very much by design. I'm trying not to overburden myself with thinking super hard about any of this. And I'm hoping that will be to its benefit, not to its detriment. Ah, shoot. So, okay, I need to, what do I want to do next? What one do I want to do next? What if we did a little, like, seashore? I don't want to spoil anything. No spoilers and okay, this isn't a Silk Song stream, so I have not, so I've not put up, like, the no spoilies banner, but just as a general reminder again, and thank you for saying I don't want to spoil anything, because you don't. I'm honestly not that far into the game, I think, by any metric, because I'm only able to stream it for, like, 3 hours max per week. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself in my, like, off-stream save. So I'm really, I think, still reasonably early into the game. So no spoilies. And also there might be people here who haven't had a chance to play it yet. It's been out for less than a month, so I think that's pretty good courtesy. Once we reach a certain point, I feel like it gets a lot harder to police. Just in terms of, like, how long the game's been out, but certainly I will still be asking people in my Silk Song streams to not spoil, and obviously not to backseat either, but there's never any backseating in this stream, and that includes artwork. If you think to yourself, I'd like them to paint that thing yellow, you can not tell me that, because then I'll start second guessing my own creative choices. Unless I'm specifically asking the class. Backseat art kind of screws with me. Anyways. Yes. Voxel says the last couple of locations are really, really unforgiving. Just, I had the area that we were in on the last stream really kicked my butt. We got there in the end, but oh, biddle boy, it was, Voxel says, yeah, I'm not that far too, I'd guess. Yeah, exactly. But also, yeah, Samantha says, I am at some point through Silksong, having not yet completed it. I have no idea how far. Yeah, same. 100%. I don't know, and we don't have I don't have a completion percentage for my save yet. I don't know if that's something that you get eventually, or it's not something that they're doing in this game. But to that end, I don't know. I don't know what percent done I am. So there's, do you know that it's one of the first, like, maybe 4 or 5 areas. I am N% done with Silk Song, says Samantha. Yeah, exactly. There are so many people who've already finished it, and I'm like, how? And I'm like, oh yeah, you're not streaming it, like, once a week. You're able to just play it for, like, 8 hours. Anyways, but what area did I get to? Okay, so trying not to spoil too much, just in case you are not in this area yet. Have you fought the big bone ant? Let me know if you fought the big bone ant, and I will elaborate. Voxel says, my one real complaint towards Silksong, and by real I mean it's not just me being bad at the game, is the lack of nail arts. I want big, dumb, heavy attacks, damn it. I can't make that complaint because I never used nail arts in Hollow Knight. Like, I just never did. I also, it's been probably about, I don't know, 25 years since the last time I painted my nails. Because I'm a horrible person and I bite. I use them a lot. Screw you. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. That is so valid of you. That's one of the things I love. But what the hell happened to my light? Sorry about that. Apparently getting my hand too much in the shot just really, really messed with the light balance. But, what was I saying? Light balance thingy. The radiance. Oh, that was radiance level light, exactly. But yeah, no, one of the things I really enjoyed about these games generally is that you can have different strategies and you can employ different strategies and different strategies will win gubbins. Samantha asks, Bone Ant, the skull tyrant you chase down for a wish? I don't know. I don't think so. It's a big boss that you fight in order to get past to go to a different area. I don't know the names of any of the things in the game that aren't NPCs that we have names for, like Chakra and Peb. So I don't know what the actual name of the bone ant is, but it's a big ant that fights you with bones. I don't think the game considers that a boss. Well, it's Big Boy Fight. Is Big Boy Fight. I don't care if they don't consider it a boss. It's a big boy fight. I don't know what it is then. It traps you in a room and you have to fight it. Actually, no, it doesn't trap you in a room because you can just leave. Never mind, it doesn't. You can't pass it until you've fought it, but you can also just leave, which is one of the nice things about it. If you could just run away when you're on 1 point of damage, you can just go find a bench. Anyways, I got past that guy because I figured out a cheese for how to win that fight and not die, and it works really well. I won't tell you the cheese in case you haven't done it and haven't found the cheese. But, well, I'm sorry that it isn't a boss technically. It has the vibe of a boss fight because it's a big guy and it's a none shall pass. So, close enough, frankly. Anyways, I was just asking if you'd done that bit to say I traversed through that area. I beat that guy and then I did that area. Anyways, I don't like running away, says Voxel. I want to fight with honor and die with glory. Objective difficulty be damned. Sometimes I'm totally fine with just doing a super runaway, especially if I feel like I'm out of my depth and I can just leave. Then I will just leave. And if it makes it easier to just, like, you know, go away, bench, and come back, then I'll do that. And then I don't have to worry about, like, my cocoon full of money has materialized in a really awkward area and I'm going to inevitably take damage in order to retrieve it like that, because that sucks. So if I can avoid dying, I enjoy avoiding dying, weirdly. Weirdly enough, I do. Okay. I want to make another one of these. I want to do another little shape. I think, okay, I'm going to do this one. This one I think is going to be this. I want some C. Is it the entrance to Hunt? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's the entrance to Hunter's March. That's exactly what I mean, Samantha. I'm sorry. What I was trying to gauge whether or not you've been through Hunter's March. That's the last thing we did on stream. That's what I mean. I couldn't remember the name of the place. It's the Land of Ants, but I also didn't want to spoiler that for you if you hadn't been through that area, because I don't know, maybe you've just been through like the Marrow. Fair bit further than that. Okay, well I'm a little further than that, but not mahusively. Partially because I keep losing my money. But yes, the Land of Ants and annoying parkour. Oh my god, I am getting used to the way that the like jumping on the bounce berries works, but it does take some getting used to. Anyways, okay, I have some puddles of blue over here that I'm gonna try and make a nice sort of the sea kind of color, or maybe a lake. I'm not sure. I haven't decided whether or not this is going to be the sea or a lake. I don't know, but no, I think we'll have it be the sea. But here's some body of water. Thusly, and then I will add in some land and stuff. Okay. With what shall I make land? I guess maybe just some gray. Maybe just some gray for land. Or should I, my friend is struggling with a pretty big shot of a boss, says Voxel, and is in a lot of pain currently. I don't really know how to help him. Hopefully he's able to find some kind of, I'm sure he will be able to find some kind of strat or cheese, to make his way beyond that. I have found thus far, nothing has been insurmountable, just annoying to varying degrees. Okay, let's get a nice little sky happening up here. I'm kind of shaping my landscape around how I paint in this sky, which is kind of fun. And then we'll add in some land. Good. Make the land a little greenish. Assume there's some greenery on these hills and these cliffs. Ah, shoot! No, we're not, because I've got to go take a break. We're about to run into ads. So, I will BRB. Be right back, everyone. I'll see you very shortly. You won't miss anything. BRB! Hi, I'm back. Hello. Sorry to keep you waiting, but it's lovely to be back. I have another beverage. I got myself a chocolate milk from the fridge, and now I've realized that actually I still have 3 beverages on the go. I thought I'd finished my coffee, but I didn't. So I'm gonna finish my coffee before I start my chocolate milk. Oh well. Anyways, what was I doing? Oh yes, this little seascape over here. I created a little sort of very dirty green for these cliffs over here. I think a nice little cliffy area back there. Very cute. And then maybe if we want kind of something a little bit more sea adjacent in color over here, kind of grab a little bit of sandy yellow and then blend in some of this dirt. I don't know. I'm just making like 500 different shades of brown over here, effectively. But I'll pop that on there. There we go. It's kind of nice, just like like some of these might end up being like ugly and bad. I don't know, but if that's the case, who cares? This is very much intended to just kind of be. I want to actually bring this. I think I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here. If I kind of extend this down. That's worse. Okay. For the moment anyways, that's worse. But this is fine. We can futz around with it later. It's entirely fine at this point. Who cares? And also these don't need to be perfect. These don't need to look amazing. It literally doesn't matter. This is all very much an exercise in just kind of fluffing around and finding out, which is one of my favorite things to do with paint. So, so that's all good. Anyways, what did I miss, chat? I hope you all remain well. I hope that the ad break wasn't too obtrusive or unpleasant. I'm gonna take another sip of my coffee. There's not too much of it left, but in fact, she's gone. Yay! Will you look after my empty mug, please? My new toad friend. Thank you very much for that. Oh, they are so stinking cute and so soft, and they're gonna get so many cuddles later, because cuddles are good. Anyways, I do also have a sec. I have so many beverages. I'm trying to stay very hydrated today. I'm having a tummy ache, and so I think having lots to drink is probably a good idea. I'm on my second lemon ginger tea with honey of the day, and I've also got a very tepid Hello Kitty's pink apple pie, which is the most whimsical tea flavor imaginable. And when I tell you, it's absolutely stinking delicious. Believe you me, it is absolutely stinking delicious. I love it so much. I want to do like a misty forest kind of situation. So for that, I'm going to start with a sky that's kind of a slightly tealish gray, I think. I think that would work really well. So that's actually a little dark. Let me add some more water. Oh, but this color is stunning. It's probably just reading as either like blue or gray to you, but when I tell you this color is stunning, this color is absolutely lovely. This is maybe kind of... Maybe... Do we think this forest is haunted? I think maybe there's a ghost somewhere in this forest. Maybe I'll hide a ghost in here somewhere. I'm thinking of potentially doing some, like... When we get into adding details and stuff, doing some finishing with white ink, which I don't normally do, but I think it might be really fun here. Just to add in some little, like, highlights and maybe paint a little ghost into the haunted forest. Oh, that'd be so whimsical. My goodness. Tee-hee, tee-hee. Oh, I'm silly. But anywho, I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this little circle, because it's so tiddle. I'm tempted. I'm actually tempted to do just a teeny tiny Terry. To just pop a little teeny tiny Terry in there. And maybe have the rest of this be like some of the contents of like Terry's adventures, like places he's been and places he's visited and like his friends' cottages and that kind of thing. I think that might be kind of cute. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have this be like a little travelogue of places that Terry has been on his adventures, including apparently the real life city of Amsterdam, because why the heck not? Why not, right? Anyways. Okay, so I'm making a little bit of a forg green, and uncharacteristically, I guess I'm just going to kind of freehand color in a little pistachio shape for his little head. There we go. This will eventually be Terry. There we go. Okay. I think hopefully you can tell that that's a Terry-esque shape. I hope. Is this deeply silly of me? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Also yes. Anyways, yeah. So I've got some little autumnal hills here. I've got some little cliffs in the sea. I've got a city. I've got a very haunted forest here. What else do I want to put? Oh, what else shall I put? Maybe some like some I don't know. I don't know. Am I running out of am I running out of landscapes? I don't know. Oh, by the way, before I brainstorm anything else because my ideas are running real thin, what I will say is that for anyone on the Blue Sky, for anyone on the Blue Sky who saw my panicked polling yesterday, wherein I was like, y'all, what do I do? What hair? Okay, so basically, someone requested, someone requested a painting from me of just, they wanted just someone from the Star Trek Voyager crew. They wanted a painting of a member of the Star Trek Voyager crew. And so, but didn't give me any direction beyond that. The rest of it was dealer's choice. BT dubs. I do commissions and stuff. You can find the info here, but I also have I also have like a subscription tier where you can just get an A7 portrait of a little guy. They're this big. Here's a nose in progress. They're this big, and they usually involve some manner of like shiny paint, whether that's duochrome or like metallic, or like the gold stuff that I used for the Shaw painting. They're otherwise like a single color portrait, and this one was a character from Star Trek, Voyager, that is. And so I decided, in order to narrow it down, I was like, okay, how many members of like the main crew are there? And I found that there are 10 main crew members on the show. And so I was like, okay, well, what I can do with this information is roll a d10. And so I rolled a d10, and I rolled a nat 1. And the first person on the list of characters, obviously, is Captain Janeway. And so I was like, okay, I would love to do a little portrait of Captain Janeway. And I haven't finished painting it, and I have a really good idea for how I'm going to paint it. So I don't want to give away the game too much, because I'll probably make a little video about it or something when I do. But I will certainly be posting the piece at some point when it's done. But the thing about Captain Janeway is that, unlike some characters whose appearances don't really change that much over the course of their run on TV program, she has, I would say, like 2 iconic eras in terms of her appearance. She has Captain Janeway with her hair in a bun, kind of like I'm wearing here, but I would say a little bit more done up. You know, because like she's a captain, so it needs to be a little bit more practical than my sort of like messy updo here. Also, I'm naturally curlier than she is. Though I think her hair is more naturally wavy than we often see on screen. But not quite this level of curl anyways. She has the bun look that she wears, I think, for the first like maybe 3-ish seasons. And then she has the bob, where she's cut her hair to around shoulder length, and it's sort of straightened into this practical but also cute bob style haircut. And so I tried polling people to ask, like, which of these hairdos would you say is the most iconic Janeway look? And when I tell you that votes were pretty much entirely split down the middle, it was like fully like 50-50, neck and neck for most of it, I think. But eventually, so I drew this. Come on, lights. So I drew this. She's bald. She has no top of her head. But eventually, I think just by like a hair's breadth, the bob won out. So she has a bob now, in case anyone's wondering. And I'm sure you were wondering. I'm sure no one was wondering, but in case you were wondering, that's what's up with that. And what's up with me. Programming note, I did mention this on Discord as well, and I'll pop it in the I'll pop a link to the Discord in the chat just in case you're not in. Discord's a fun place. People share cool stuff. We have a good time there. It's a quiet place, but we have fun. If you stream, you can let us know when you're live. If you want to know when I'm live, I will try and remember to do that. And I almost always do. But also, you know, like if you baked bread, show us a picture. If you are working on a cross stitch, show us a picture. If you have a pet guinea pigs, and I assume you have more than one guinea pig because they're very social creatures, show us pictures of your guinea pigs. Are you kidding? I want to see your guinea pigs. Y'all, if you've been holding out on guinea pig pictures, please share them in the chat. In the Discord. Please and thank you. Anyways. My point being, and I did have one. Shoot, what was my point? Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier in the Discord when I posted my stream schedule for the week. Older viewers may remember that I had a dental surgery scheduled earlier this month that the dental office lost. None too pleased about this. Been in some pain. Thankfully not too much pain, but it is returning. But this Thursday in the morning, I will be back at the dental surgery, and for the love of God, please have my appointment when I get there. Oh my God. I'm gonna be so pissed if they don't. But, anywho. Point being, probably getting dental surgery on Thursday, which means I am probably going to be in no fit state to do much of anything Thursday afternoon, so I have preemptively canceled our regular Thursday streaming slot for this week. I do apologize for my absence again. I don't like having to amend my schedule in this way. It makes me feel sad, because I like hanging out with y'all. Thank you for the hug, Joe. Hugs right back at you. But it needs done, so it's going to get done, and that's Thursday. And also, once again, thank you everyone who's supported the shop update so far.
Attention,
Twitch user Sammy Kelsch.
shoppers.
All of that's going to go towards my dental bills. Anyways, hi Sammy Ann, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome. How was your stream? Oh, excuse me. Got the hiccups. It's wonderful to see you and your wonderful people. Welcome in, raiders. Hello, hello. Sammy Ann, how was your stream? What'd you get up to today? Let me get a shout out for you in the chat. If you're not familiar with the lovely Sammy Ann art, hello? Here is Link. You can follow her right there, and I wholeheartedly recommend that you do. Sammy Ann is a lovely human being, a lovely place to hang out, is her stream as well, and the artwork that she does is absolutely charming and delightful. Welcome. Hello. How are you doing? Sorry for the bombardment of questions, but how was your stream? Feel free to let me know. But obviously, you know, if you need to just like dash and decompress, that is always fine as well. And also, we are an art tax optional stream, but if there is anything that you want to share with the class, I would be more than happy to do so if you wanted to whisper a link in my direction. Anywho, in the meantime, hello everyone. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays, most Thursdays. Not this Thursday, because unfortunately I'm having dental work done in the morning, so I'm probably going to be having a bad time in the afternoon, but it's okay, because I'm just going to be happy that it's done at that point. Anyways, but I also do game streams on Friday mornings and occasionally on Thursdays when, you know, I'm not having stuff done and if I'm feeling extra spicy. We've got a playthrough of Fields of Mystery that I'm very slowly working my way through at the moment, but having a very fun, very spicy time doing it. Anyways, today we are painting some improvisational little gubbins. This is a little sort of watercolor painting exercise that I thought might be fun, where I just filled this page with some random shapes and am now trying to determine what sorts of scenes I feel like fit inside the shapes that I've made. So that's what we're doing today. It's going pretty slowly, but that's all right too. Anyways, that's what we're up to. This is not a scene. This is going to be Terry. He's a friend of the channel, and I've decided that all of the elements happening in this set of shapes are like little memories and moments from his travels, because I thought that would be cute. Anyways, Sammy Ann says, I had fun! Yay! I hope everyone else remained cozy. I'm feeling a lot more cozy now than I did before I started stream, so yeah, things are going okay. Worked on some game cards, and worked on Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West. Ooh, delightful! Very fun. Yas Fields of Mystery, hell yeah, I'm really enjoying that game. I haven't played it in a little while, because I've been on a Silk Song kick, unsurprisingly, but it is a very fun, sort of, it's a farming sim, but it's an interesting twist on a farming sim. It's a farming / flirting with every villager sim, because they're all so hot. And, I'm very bi. Anyways. Though there are some characters in that game that I don't want my farmer character to date, I want them to date each other. And then there are a couple of non-dateable, non-romanceable married couples that I think that my farmer should try and get into a throuple with. But that's a whole other kettle of fish. Anyways, I do not know this Silk Song you speak of, LOL. Well, we shan't give you any spoilers in chat then, just in case you ever decide to investigate it. Though we did finish this painting of it last week, so, Shah! Anyways, yes. That's a thing. But anywho. But yeah, I'm glad that your stream went well, and as always, if there's anything you want to share, be my absolute guest to send something to that effect in my direction. It's all good. In case anyone's curious as to what my artwork looks like when I'm not streaming, I did not remember to open... Normally I have my sharing screen open to my Instagram page, and I'd completely forgotten to do that, like a ding-dong. So let me get that up and running. Just in case anyone's new here and wants to know what my art looks like when it's not bleh. I have slipped a whip and a link into your DMs. I feel weird saying that. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds perfectly fine. Anyways. Will it work? No, it never does. Something about the way that Instagram's URLs work broke at some point, and now it just never wants to do this in and of itself. This is my Instagram. Here's a thing that this is an art print, actually, that you can get in my shop if you want to. Like that one person who was like, you're making fan art and then exploiting it for commercial purposes? Ew! To which I say, Team Cherry literally allow people to make small runs of fan art and sell them. Like, it's on their website. They say that they encourage people to do that and it's fine. But, like, go off, I guess, bro. That was just such a funny comment. Like, just stop it. Anyways, this is Terry! If you're not familiar with Terry the Forge Mage, here's what he looks like. And Terry is, frankly, a queer icon. So that's the thing. That's a sticker. And this is a selection of plovers. A few days ago was Plover Appreciation Day, so I reshared some artwork I did a while ago of just a whole bunch of different types of plover. This one is from around where I'm from, back in Canada. It hangs around the Great Lakes for at least a good portion of the year. This is a common ringed plover, the Caspian plover, the pied plover. There are plovers everywhere, you know. We've got our European plovers, we've got our South American plover here, we've got this plover's from New Zealand. Absolutely delightful. I voted for this plover in the New Zealand Bird of the Year competition, which I believe is still running. Feel free to get your votes in. And this is the crab plover, who scientifically is not a member of the same family as plovers, but is an honorary plover. These are normal thoughts and normal ideas. Anyways, so that's that. And we have some gubbins from Sammy Ann to share. She has very kindly sent me a whisper, so let me copy this link and get that up and running as well. Plover love. I am indeed a plover lover. Very much I am. Okay, let's have a look. Oh my gosh! Oh, this is lovely! Oh, I love it. Okay, hold up. I mean, am I surprised? No. I can't wait to see the baubles you have collected distracted today. Teehee. Also, go Team Cherry, says Sammy Ann. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. I think that's a really cool and chill attitude to have. Anyway, this is Sammy Ann's artwork. And is it not absolutely gorgeous? Can I zoom? Can I zoom? Can I zoom? I'm zooming. I love the little, like, the hot air balloon situation we've got going on here. All of the little details. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love, like, the framing of it. The little hats. The little hats up in the... Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. And the witch looking all wicked. I love her. She's delightful. This is so beautiful. Again, if you're not familiar with Sammy Ann's artwork, it is just a dang delight every time. That's so good. And this piece, which I've seen, which is, it's a Hornet Silk song, sitting on a bench reading a book. I want to guess that she's looking up a walkthrough for one of the areas that she's about to visit, because she just died to either, like, an unexpected mini-boss or some really difficult platforming. If I had to guess, I feel like that's probably what she's reading. As for this little guy, what do I think that they're reading? I think Sense and Sensibility. Because why not? Or, ooh, you know what? I bet they would like Anne of Green Gables. I think they should read Anne of Green Gables. That's my call. Anyways, I love these. I think they're so stinking cute. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. Very happy to share them with the class. They're so lovely. Happy Monday and happy first day of autumn, says Ernesto. Thank you, and happy first day of autumn to you and everyone as well. What a wonderful day to be. What a wonderful season to be in. I'm so happy. Work in progress, says Sammy Ann. It's gorgeous. It's a screenshot, so the details are a little bit smooshy. And it already looks amazing, even though it's a lower res screenshot of a work in progress. Cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's done. Let me get another shout out for you in the chat. Thank you once again to Sammy Ann for the raid. Thank you for choosing us as a place to land. It is an honor. Anywho, I'm thinking, and I think this little square, instead of doing this little square as like a scene again, I think I'm gonna do a little teapot. I think I'm gonna put a little teapot down there because I think that'd be really cute. And how shall I do? I think what I want to do for said little teapot is like a little crocheted tea cozy on top of it. I think that would be really cute. So what color do I want the base of my crocheted tea cozy to be? Maybe sort of like a purpley reddy color, but not too dark, because I'm gonna want to be able to add some deets on top of it. This is gonna end up looking kind of pink, I think. That's all right. Oh, I added a little... I felt like it was too pink, so I added a little bit of orange to it, and now it's way too orange. Oh, no. Gonna forage for food, and she'll return, to Sammy Ann. Have a lovely, lovely food break, and thank you once again. Okay, gonna add a little bit more... Okay. I think we're in an all right place here. Okay, so... There's our Ickle Tea Cozy. And then I will add in, what shall the color of the actual teapot be? Because we're going to, oh shoot. Oh, microphone, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, microphone. I hope you're all right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I have been remiss. Ah, jeez. Okay, I'm thinking maybe kind of this, if I do sort of like a bluish, sort of an indigo glaze for the teapotto itself. I think that might be quite nice. Mix it with a little, add a little neutral tint to it to just kind of gray it out a smidge, but I think that could work. So Add a nice robust handle on that side. And then try and remember what the spouts look like on teapots. It's kind of like that, but it wants to be like thicker at the base of it. And then come up like so. There we go. Okay. And I think the other thing that I would like is I think the tea cozy wants to have like a little pom-pom. I just had a fuzzy little pom-pom on the top, and also if I just pull out just a little bit of straight ahead gray if I can. And with my straight ahead gray, I will make just a little... Oh, I will get rid of the massive bead of water that was sitting on the ferrule, because we don't want that. Just the billows of steam coming out of the teapot. Perf! Perf! I think that's really cute. I think that's really cute. I think that works. Actually, do I want to be able to just about kind of see, like, the butt of the teapot under the cozy, or do we think, no, I think the cozy probably covers the whole thing. I don't need to worry about a visible teapot butt. So I shan't. But just wanted to, because we've got like the bookshelves here, so maybe a little pot of tea as well, I think would be a nice detail to add to that. And additionally, I'm gonna mix up a little color for Terry's cloak so that he's not just a floating head anymore. So I can give him his little cloak. That he likes to wear. There we go. Yay, now he's wearing his nice little cloak that he likes to wear. Delightful. What a handsome frog he is. Anyways, also my hand is real itchy. I'm gonna have to moisturize, chat. I'm sorry. You'll have to bear with me for a second. In case you're curious, my artist's hand moisturizer choice is Cicaplast Meh by La Roche-Posay. I am not sponsored. I just think it's a really good hand cream. It hydrates very well, because you know that the hands like to dry out. They need a good thick like emollient, or at least mine do, and they always have. So something that's got a nice like thickness to it. But also, things that leave your hands greasy for a really, really long time are not super practical to me, and I find that this is a good balance between the two. Like, it's got glycerin in it, which is a really good ingredient for hand creams. It's got some niacinamide, which is good for the skin in some way. But I also find that just generally the Cicaplast range is very gentle on skin if you're prone to like dryness or any kind of skin irritations like eczema, that kind of thing. And I do get a bit of eczema on my hands, though it does seem to be getting better than it used to be, which is really good. And I hope that it continues that way. Like I used to have like immense amounts of like pain in my hands due to like eczema and stuff that would flare up seasonally. And it's not nearly as bad as it was like 5 years ago. So at least that's something. Apparently it's a condition that is most commonly found in women between 20 and 40, and I have exceeded the age of 40, and I am woman adjacent, but you know, pretty they them these days. But yeah, what was my point? I had one. Oh yeah, this hand cream is good. Not sponsored. But if they wanted to sponsor my hands, and I don't know why they would, because my hands aren't pretty, but they make pretty things sometimes. Anyways, okay, so we've got our little teapot, we've got our little Terry, we've got 2 more blank spaces to fill in, and I think what I want to do for this one is just like 1 tree. I just want like a tree in this one. So I might just, and maybe it's a tree on a blustery day. So, I'm gonna fill in, I'm just gonna give it like just a fully gray sky in the background, and then we will draw a singular tree in front of it. Maybe we pause there and I pop on some, like maybe some brownish green for the ground. I've picked up a little bit of green. I mix that with some brown. I make some brownish green. It somehow turns gray. I'm confusion. That's not the color I was after at all, but hey. It'll do. It'll do. All of these colors are starting to kind of blur together, but go off, I guess. I'm gonna blot this actually a little bit and maybe add a slightly, just a little like orangey wash over it to make it a little bit browner. And that's actually just kind of lifted the paint because I didn't wait long enough. Ah, shoot. Well, you know what? So it goes. This piece is a voyage of discovery. And have I been putting off doing the one in the very middle because I can't decide what to do with it? Yes, obviously. How did you know? Ah, pretzels. You weren't supposed to guess that. Why did I tell you? Oh, shoot. Okay, well, it's fine. Absurdly, I think we might actually not finish. I thought this was going to be like a relatively speedy piece that we would just finish today, and no, but honestly, like, that's also fine in as much as this isn't really for that. This is an exercise in just thinking about different things that we, like, could do, you know what I mean? And to that end, I think we're doing fine. Eddie, thank you very much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely lurk, and thank you also for the hydrate. I'm going to take a big sip of my lemon and ginger tea. And thank you also for the posture check. I will stretch after I've had a sip. Tastes gingery. Okay, time for stretchies. I am stretching my arms way up over my head, lengthening my spine, doing a nice bit of a breath as best as I can. My breathing is not great today, but I'm trying my best. I'm going to stretch over to the left for a moment, breathe, and back to the center. And another breath, and over to the right, and continue to breathe. Or try to do so while you're speaking, which it turns out isn't super easy. Come back to the middle, slowly lower my arms down to my sides. Give my shoulders a shake. That was a good posture check, thank you. My chest hurts now, so I think I was definitely a little too hunched over there. Oops! Never mind. Yay! Okay, I've had an idea for this bit in the middle here. I'm gonna do a little river. Just kind of running through the land. Like so. Kind of keep on up, bringing it closer together. Closer together. Trying to get to a bit of a funky little point. Little point off down the distance. There we go. That went interestingly, but I think we can fix it. I think we can save it. It's fine. Okay. Actually, I think this will be okay. I think this will be okay. I like the way it kind of, did. I think it works. Is my point. So if I bring in some browny green, maybe add a little bit of yellow to this browny green for our land. I think that could work. Okay. I've got a bit of a browny green situation for the land. Like so. Oops. The land spilled over slightly onto the river, but that doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And I've kind of paused it kind of in the middle here because my plan is to add some more yellow to this, kind of gradient it into more of a yellow color towards the foreground, because I thought that might look cool. Hopefully it does. And if it doesn't, oh well, tough boots. There we go. Yay! It looks bad so far, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And actually, you know what I think I might do for the sky? I think I might do a bit of a kind of a sunset-y situation. So just like a different time of day. And see how that looks. If we get a bit of a bit of some fun sunset colors happening. Does this sunset make sense? I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's fun. And that's neat. Maybe just have it kind of blur into kind of a blend of like indigo and teal up at the top where it's getting a little bit more bluish. Interesting choices being made here on stream today. Are they good? Who knows? Who cares? This is all just, this is futzing around. Because I think it's good to do a little bit of just like fluffing around and finding out and just futzing with things and seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, seeing what sticks, seeing what's garbage. But having fun with it, and I'm having fun with it, so that's the important thing. Oh, come on. Thank you. Jeez. I'm having fun with this. But also I think it is a good, if you do like art, if you do painting and that kind of thing, it is genuinely a really nice, good, positive exercise to do from time to time to just take actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, I want the book covers to be a little bit antiquated, a little bit muted, and none of these colors are like that to begin with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna underpaint them. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm making things more complicated for myself. But I'm gonna do a nice sort of light underpainting on my bookies. Because a really effective way to like tone down because you can just use black, you can just use like neutral tint or something to like neutralize or like tone down the vividness of a color. Or, and I don't use this technique super often, but I think it can give really nice, really interesting results. You can also do like an underpainting. So do like a light layer beneath what the main color is going to be using its complement or something close to its complement. So these little orange squares I'm going to overpaint with blue. So we're going to get more of a muted blue as a consequence. And I think that's going to look really interesting and cool. And I am very much just improvising in these books to keep things as simple and straightforward as I can, if I can. This is just like a section of a bookshelf, so I'm not too worried about anything really. But yes, I am back on my BS, and we're drawing bookshelves because, well, why not? Why not? I can't help myself. I really can't, apparently. There we go. Okay, we have some books for starters. That's fantastic. What shall I do next? Next, I will do, I will add some green books, which will eventually be red books. And whoever has read them, I hope enjoys reading them. Sorry. Anyways, maybe just a short tubby little tome down here, 'cause why not? And then this bad boy is not doing any favors to its spine, but listen, I relate to that as an artist who spends a lot of time bent over a desk. It would be a good idea to have one of those, like, angled desks so I can sit a little bit more straight rather than, like, a flat, straight up and down desk. I don't know how that would affect my ability to film things, and also, given the current state of unexpected expenditures, that being, the dental surgery I'm having on Thursday, and also possibly having to invest in a British passport sooner rather than later, yeah, don't have a ton of disposable income. By the way, I have a shop. Anyways, no, I kid. Well, I mean, I do, but, anyways, you get my point. What color is the opposite of brown? I don't even know. What's the opposite of brown? I guess maybe sort of bluish? 'Cause brown is kind of like dark, messy orange, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna take some red. I'm gonna do some of these bookies in red as well. Pop one right here. Trying to mostly keep... I realize that, like, the illusion of randomness is doing a lot of heavy lifting here, but I just think it looks nicer if two books that are the same color aren't right next to each other. Just think that works better. So I'm gonna not do that here. Okay. One more just here. Okay, and yeah, I think that'll do. Brown is all the colors together in a subtractive color system, so therefore its opposite is none of the colors together but not white, says Samantha. Yay! Okay, in that case, I guess I'm going to use a combination of indigo and neutral tint and make something out of that. Because those are the colors that I have. And hopefully we'll get some manner of, like, a reasonable brown out of it. We shall see. Thank you for your color theory, brain. I do like a bit of fun with color theory, you know. I do. Am I good at it? I feel like I'm getting pretty good at it, yeah. We did quite a lot of futzing around with color theory for the last tube station piece that I did, and that was really, really fun. So yeah, that was a good time. Okay, all of our books have been underpainted. What remaineth in that area is to also do sort of the backs of the bookshelves, so to kind of just blank it out, just kind of shade it down, so it's kind of a nothing. It's kind of a nothing realm color wise, and just kind of make it dark so that so that it recedes behind us. And again, I'm using not the tiniest brush I have for this stage of the artwork. I'm gonna go sideways for this, actually, just so I can kind of hold the painting in place. But I'm using not the tiniest brush for this level. I'll probably go in and add some teeny tiny details here and there when we get to that stage of it. But for now, keeping things sketchy. Like, again, this is something that I actually saw. I saw an Instagram reel made it into my feed the other day. There was this artist talking about sketchbooks and how sketchbooks function and what sketchbooks are, and basically she was saying, like, these are not sketchbooks. Referring to, if you ever see like a sketchbook tour on, you know, your short form video or possibly your longer form video, but certainly on social media when a lot of artists post sketchbook tours, a lot of what they're posting isn't traditionally what would be thought of as like sketchbook content, because they're doing full color studies or like landscape paintings effectively inside a notebook. And maybe that is what you consider your sketchbook. I don't know. But sketchbooks, generally, I think it's feeding into the idea that, like, art content online is there to, like, impress people, which I don't think it needs to be, and I don't think it should be. And it's also this idea of, like, we can only present our best selves. So the things that you're calling your sketchbook look like completed works. They look like things that you could conceivably just cut out of that notebook, frame, and sell for like several £100s. That isn't necessarily the function of sketchbooks, or as they're intended to be. Sketchbooks are where you put like a bunch of sort of scrungly pages where you practice over and over how to draw like a hand in a weird position because you're trying to figure out how to draw a hand in a weird position. And positioning a sketchbook as a place that's just full of like beautiful landscape studies or effectively completed artwork but inside a notebook, I think can make some artists, especially less experienced artists or artists who have just like very low self-esteem and bad self-confidence that's backed up by the algorithm just effing them over and over again, can make them feel intimidated about actually putting work into their sketchbook that is what sketchbooks have always been meant to be for, which is things like, you know, working out like thumbnail sketches of larger pieces and trying to, you know, just doing little thumbnail sketches to try and figure out the composition of a piece before you dive into the actual piece, or like you know, just warming up. You know, you're supposed to warm up before you do like a long drawing session, and a good way to warm up is often to just like doodle random shapes. You know, do some little, like, gestures or, like, you know, yeah, gesture practice, pose practice, where you practice stuff, where you work on things. It's not where you just put a painting. And I have found myself succumbing to feeling intimidated by these kinds of things, because I'm like, my sketchbooks do not look like that. My sketchbooks are often where I put, like, very scribbly, very fast, like 1 minute drawings where I'm just trying to figure out how a piece is going to be composed, or I've never drawn this animal before, so I'm going to do a whole bunch of iterations of how this animal would look in my style. And I think it's beneficial as an artist to have a space where you feel like you can safely just do that stuff. And I think like the normalization of the sketchbook as a place where you just put like completed paintings and you share these completed paintings online, rather than just a place where you put all of your like unfinished garbage, like half-formed thoughts and practice that isn't necessarily in any way, shape, or form intended for public consumption. I think that's a shame. I don't know, maybe we should be sharing our like ugly sketchbooks more. Maybe we should be sharing, you know, here is just a page of, I couldn't figure out how this, like, you know, like, arm pose works for, like, figure drawing or something like that, you know, like, to share that kind of stuff. Here are some rejected thumbnail sketches. I don't know. But then no one listens to me and my ideas are bad and the algorithm absolutely abhors me, so don't listen to me, I guess. Because I don't get it. We're going to take a break, and I'll be back very shortly. Please enjoy the VRB screen if you see ads, and I sure hope that you don't, but if you do, sorry. And also, you're not going to miss anything, and I'll be right back. Hey friends, I'm back. Hello, hello. Hello! Alright, probably not going to run super long today, because, my tummy doesn't feel great, but I do want to get some more gubbins done here. So I'm gonna continue on with some gubbins, and I think what I want to do next is I'm gonna mix up a little bit of a. At this point I'm just mashing segments of color together on this palette, and I'm gonna take most of it out. And because I want to make some trees. I want to make some trees, but trees that are like way at the back of this. Way at the back of this land. So they're fairly faint in their application as a consequence. And how I do that is I just put in a line. And then I add some foliage. And a lot of this is going to get covered up by subsequent layers of tree. So I'm not too worried about it. But hopefully it will be cute. There we go. Okay, wizard. And maybe just a little bit of foliage kind of falling out to the side here. There we go. This is a fun technique for like building a deep forest that I think I've done like once before for one of the bookmark designs that's in my shop. Hold on. I'll show you. It's a fun way of doing forest, but this was where's bookmarks? Just bookmarks. Am I dawdling? Yes. It's fine. Am I procrastinating? Absolutely. Never mind, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But anywho, where are you? Where are you? Blip. Yay! Now you can see it. It looks like that, and I think it looks pretty cool as a situation of trees. So I'm gonna do more or less that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyways, well, what else can I add? There's other areas in here that I wanted to add trees, and I forget what all of these scenes were supposed to be. Oh, shoot. I think I wanted to put a little cottage here. So maybe let me get a nice dark red, and I will put, like, the shape of a cottage there. That I think that would work quite nicely. Some nice rude situation. Okay. Alright, maybe... Oh, that brush is way too wet. Don't let's be that wet brush, because otherwise my lines are going to be mega imprecise. Oh, come on, light. Come on, light. This is... Okay, this is becoming a problem with this light, is that it will just... If something gets too in the way of the camera, it will sometimes just stay overexposed on the canvas, and I don't love that for me. I don't think that's doing it again. Come on. Come on. Hello? Hello. There we go. Yay, it's visible. Love that for us. Oh my goodness. Can you believe? Alrighty. So where do I want to put this little cottage? This little cottage can go right here. Get a nice, gonna stick a nice tall roof on this bad boy because I can. I think there's gonna be some manner of an upstairs to this little creature, I think. I don't know how that's gonna work, but never mind. We'll figure it out. In the first instance, I'm literally just gonna color the whole thing in. Again, uncharacteristically, I might actually be adding sort of highlights with white ink, so I'll probably add like little window frames and the door and that kind of thing in white afterwards. So I'm not super concerned about that just for the moment. But there's a little cottage. There's our little cottage. And let me get a nice roof color. Do I have anything on the canvas that I think is a good roof color? I do, but I don't think there's enough of it. I'm gonna add some yellow. Okay. And hope that this doesn't just fully bleed together. Who knows? This is what I get for improvising. Shoot, I should have waited for the red to dry, because now I'm worried about taking this all the way out to the edges that it's gonna like bleed on itself. I would really rather the roof didn't look like it was, you know, running with rivers of blood. Oh, but it is a little bit. Ah, shoot. Okay, well, you know what? Never mind. That was my bad. But we have a little cottage there. It's a little bit bigger than I think I was planning to make it, but never mind. That'll be fine. I'll just try and erase this splodge of... Okay, I think I've managed to sort the red splodge on the rooftop, or at least diminish it slightly. I'll add some texture on the roof. It'll be fine. No one will ever know. We'll keep this between us, chat, right? Right? Anyways, it's fine. It's fine. I think this area has dried down enough that I can probably look at overpainting the underpaintings, as 'twere. So I'm gonna pick up some green paint, and we're gonna make our red underpaintings into green, but a sort of muted green books. Hurrah! I don't know why I don't use this technique more often. It really is effective for giving a nice sort of like dimension to your colors, I think. It's also really useful for if you're like shading in an area to use a colors complement to use like to underpaint in the colors complement. Because automatically it makes the shadowy bit look less saturated, and generally things that are darker will look less saturated, so that, you know, works really well. That's what you want. That's what you want. So yeah, it is a fun technique. I'm sure you all know about it. It's not a secret. It's just, I thought it would be nice to use it to, because all of the colors on this palette are very, naturally very sort of bold. I thought it would be nice to employ it here. Literally just to calm them down a smidge, effectively. And I think so far it's looking pretty super effective, so hell yeah. Would you look at that? I'm right. Take that, 10th grade art teacher who said I'd never amount to anything. That's not what they said. They said I'm not allowed to take any more art classes. I did anyways. I did anyways. I cheated. Well, you know what? No one told me off for enrolling in another art class, so it's their fault. And you know what? I also, like, aced it. So, whatever. Anyways. Of all the things that I harbor, like, baggage about, that's honestly not one of them. There are definitely things in my life that I harbor baggage about, but that's actually not really one of them. Like, it's fine, actually. Things went as they should, and I'm pretty happy. I'm happy with my creative practice at the moment. I do really wanna get some gouache paints and mess more with gouache paints, but I can't afford to buy new art supplies right now, so I'm gonna not. Anyways, it's fine. What next? Okay, so for these like currently orange books, I'm gonna pop this like indigo on top. See how that looks for our like blue book covers. Ooh. Ooh, that's real cute. I like it. Okay, that works. Cool. Anyways. Sorry if this stream's energy is wacky. I feel like this stream has a very wacky energy. It's been a weird day. But and this is kind of a weird stream in as much as we're not really doing like, you know, a super polished finished piece here. We're just I kind of really just wanted to improvise and do something that didn't start with a sketch, because like 98% of what I do here, it starts with a sketch. And sometimes it's kind of nice to just fully be like loose about it and just see what happens, just see what your brain decides looks good in the moment, and let yourself follow that. Like, none of these are going to be amazing, but they will be cute. So that's alright. Yay! I'm almost done my bookshelf. I'm almost done my lighting, please. Could you? Huh? Please? Hold on. Thank you. Jeez Louise. Okay. Okay, let's see. I don't really have a good just brown here. So let me like try and make a brown. Okay. Yeah, I think this brown might work. This might turn into a weird green. I honestly don't know what this color is going to come out as. I'm working towards kind of a dirty ochre situation, but I feel like that's a good bookbind color. Hell yeah, this book came out of a swamp. Okay, we have our bookies. Yay! Very cute. And didn't take too disgustingly long, which I love. I think I am going to need to give a second pass to, like, the kind of background area there. But before I do that, I want to add some more trees to my little tree situation. So I have a slightly more potent green here. So we're going to layer that on top. Thus, cool. And I'm just going to keep on layering these bad boys. I think that's all the ones I want to do for that section. But we'll keep on keeping on. You get the idea. how this works. It's fun. Do we want to try? Do I want to try? Do I want to try getting some little, like, building silhouettes in here? I think that might not be the worst idea. I have pulled up some photos of Amsterdam to give me some ideas for, like, building shapes. So I might, I'm going to plug in some of those, I think. In what colors are they? They're all fairly sort of like brown and gray, so they're not going to be super colorful, but we can get some fun little shapes in here anyways. They're quite tall and narrow, which is a good time. But they're all also not all exactly the same, which is fun. And I'm just gonna move. I realize that this segment that I'm working on just here is slightly in shadow, which I don't super 100% love. There's not really that much I can do about it though for the moment, so just gonna have to bear with. Just gonna have to bear with. Whilst I figure out where else do I want to put a little. This is gonna be a tiny little house. Not too many stories, and quite narrow, but nonetheless full of love and just wonderful in every way. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay, I'm just pulling from all of the different pockets of gray that I have on here, and I'll add in some browns as well, I think, afterwards. I'll put another one right next to this one. If they look a little bit wonky, that's okay. They are hundreds of years old, and frankly, it's a miracle that they're standing as well as they are at this point, so you know, like it's fine. It's fine. Okay. And again, I think I'll probably actually be bringing in like some white ink to put in like window frames and stuff. So right now I'm just focused on getting little shapes down. And I think that'll be all right. What else do I want? Maybe I think I want sort of a browner for some of these, because they're definitely sort of a warmer browner situation. Maybe if I add a little orange to that. Ooh, that's a nice brown. That is a handsome brown. That is a brown that, like, I don't know, I feel like it would be paired with like orange in the 70s, and that would be a vibe. Heck. Okay. And maybe we don't quite see all of this building here. It's kind of off to one side. Like so. And there's another one over here that's very similar in construction, because some of them are. Just like that. Okay. And maybe if I pop another one over here that's like thus. Oh no, they're cute. Actually, I don't know if they look cute yet, but I hope that they will look cute eventually. That is my goal, that they will eventually look cute. I'm just gonna plonk one like right here. And the reason that I want to plonk one like right here is that I like the idea of having to kind of figure out what to do around it. I think that is making things harder for myself, but in a fun way. That's a thing that I can do. All right, I think I might go back to sort of a more of a grayish brown. And I'm just going to use that for this bad boy here. And there's going to be one here that's actually quite a wide boy, I think, by comparison, but it's like like so. Oh gosh. Yes. There we go. Yay, it's cute. I hope it's cute. Actually, I don't know if it looks cute yet, but you know what? It will be cute. Focus. Focus. It will be cute. I promise it will. The other thing that I wanted to do here is, first of all, it's probably too late to like lift, but if I just scrub at this with just some paint water for a minute, can I lift a little bit of this? Let's find out. Probably not, but no, not really. It's down there. Okay, never mind. In that case, I'm gonna just I'm just adding the pavement in front of the canal. There we go. Okay. There's a bit of pavement and then there's canal. So you know, you can walk down the sidewalk and go into your front door and not have to swim up to the door, which I feel like is preferable, all things considered. This exercise is definitely taking me longer than I expected it would, but you know, should that come as any surprise? No. No, it should not. Realistically, never. That's fine. I genuinely don't mind that. I think that's fine. Okay. I have some more green to add. Another round of tree. Oh, there was a lot on that brush. Oh boy. Okay. Also, it might be a little bit too wet for this stage, so I've added a little bit more paint in. And to that, I want to just slightly alter the color. And pop another tree over here. Ah, my brush is too wet. Whatever shall I do? Okay, alright, okay. Alright, okay, wizard. I might actually just do a little bit further down with this one. Okay, neat. We have an additional layer of tree. Hooray. I think probably like another two layers of tree, and then I think that'll be it for this little foresty area. But that's super fun. What else do I want to put? I know I wanted to put some trees in. I think I want to put some trees sort of surrounding the little cabin, because otherwise it's kind of just on a hill. I think it wants some trees around it. So maybe let's add some trees kind of behind that. And I think I'm gonna alter the green again and actually make it a slightly bluer green this time. Just for funsies. My palette is very exciting right now. It's good. It's good. It's a good time. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about tonight's dinner because I'm really excited about it. I'm like stupid excited about tonight's dinner. Which is this a normal thing? Is it normal to be this excited about like your dinner? I don't know. But I am very excited about my dinner tonight because I'm making főzelék, which if you are a Hungarian person, You'll be like, that's not that exciting. That's just a normal meal. And I know this, but I don't make it very often because it, like, I do cook a reasonable amount of Hungarian food, but it's been a really long time since the last time I made főzedék, so I'm very excited for it. Q2s, thank you very much for the hydrate and the posture check. That's also very much appreciated. Look, there's a tree! We did one tree! Hurrah! Thank you very much for the hydrate and the posture check. I will have a sip of my, what's this? This is chocolate milk. I'm having chocolate milk. Yay. Good, and I had indeed resumed being an absolute gosh dang shrimp. So, I'm gonna stretch to the right, gonna stretch to the left. I'm lengthening my spine. Oh, having a nice deep breath, which sounds terrible, but here we are. Readjusting the lighting. This is... It's just doing that on its own now. No. Why is it doing this to me? I don't understand. Do I need to adjust my overhead light? Like, I can make it brighter. Does that make this better or worse? I don't know. That makes it impossible for me to see because the big light is too large. Duh. So I've turned the brightness on that way back down. No! Why is it doing this now? That's so weird. It can't figure out how bright it wants to be. Oh no. There we go. I just have to hold it like this. One whole tree, says Q2s. I know, like the achievements we achieved on today's stream. Oh my gosh dang goodness. Can you believe to learn? Just popping another tree over there. And then maybe there's a tree here. If it seems like some fairly intermittent greenery, it's because I'll let you know it's one more tree than I drew today. Hell yeah! You should feel very proud of the no trees that you drew. Nevertheless. I am slightly altering the tree color. I'm gonna add some more. I think I want some taller trees also, sort of in behind this. So this is a nice big boy tree up here. Nice big boy tree behind our cottage, our cabin, our chalet, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. There we go. Okay. I just also want some variations on the shades of green that the trees can be, you know? Because nature is cool like that. There's a big honking tree behind that one. But yes. Okay. I'm gonna pull some more yellow out of my palette, which is, oh, there's just like a green puddle in my yellow palette now. Oh no. This is a very evergreen tree section. I feel like I need to do some color changing trees as well, I'm realizing, since this does want to be, you know, like fairly autumnal. And here I am. And here I am drawing evergreens, which don't necessarily fit quite the vibe, but hey, it's fine. Actually, if I pull this up just a little bit so it kind of intersects with this tree, that's no bad thing. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Sweet. There we go. Sorry, got real quiet there because I was concentrating on making the trees look neat. Am I succeeding? I don't know. Again, this is meant to be quite like sketchily. So if it looks a little bit sketchily, then frankly, good, because that's how it's supposed to be. Oh, there's a bristle falling out of my paintbrush. We do not want that. Come on, lighting. Come on, lighting. Why are you doing this to me? No. Okay. Maybe I just need to hold this at this angle so that it stays visible. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right, maybe just one more, like here. This right there. Treetops. Okay. All right, we have more or less. Maybe actually no, I take it back. I'm adding one over here. That's just kind of growing out of frame. Just because. Did I ruin it? I don't know, maybe I did. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing about this matters. We're just futzing around and finding out and having a good time, hopefully. At least I'm having a good time. I hope you are too. And on that note, I'm going to add another segment of treeness here. We're getting closer to the foreground, so things can get a little bit bigger. We're going sideways. Bigger and more paint, please. Darker, more paint. That's too thick. Never mind. I put too much paint. Whatever, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Okay. Well, this is certainly getting there. I'm going to actually pull some of the paint out of this blobbit here because I think it got a little too intense. We want to dial that back a smidge, but yeah, no, I'm liking this now. I think it's working. I think it's good. Okay. I would like that to dry. And then I was like 20 minutes ago, I was like, okay, we're probably gonna finish soon, and I just keep going because I'm having a nice time painting this stuff. I'm sorry. I'm having so much fun. I hope that's not a problem. Why am I saying it like that? Should probably wait for these to dry, but what if I didn't? Actually, what if I didn't? What if I just went straight in with this bad boy? And just kind of effectively filled in the rest of this doodad with one more tree. What if? 'Cause I'm gonna. Okay, ta-da! We have and forest. We have the makings of some bookshelves, Amsterdam, a cottage, and Terry, and a teapot, and you know what? I think that's a pretty decent assemblage of gubbins for now. So I am gonna call it, because actually also my hand is starting to hurt. And that usually means it's brushes downtime. I realize that. I know some people stream for like way longer than I do, but I do as much as I have in me, and sometimes as much as I have in me is not very much because I'm a slightly broken individual, but that's fine. We do what we can and what we're comfortable with. And for me, that is, it's time to call it a day and see who we want to go say hello to, who's doing some stuff and might want to be raided into. And we'll see who is live, who have we not recently raided, etc., and all of the things. And yeah. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, by the way. It's been an interesting day. I hope you've had... I hope you're having a nice day. I really do. I'm having a nice day. And I think since we're just having kind of a chill time, I'm going to see... No, I'm not going to change the stream category. That's the wrong thing to open. I'm going to see how long this person's been streaming before I send you to them, because I'll feel real silly if they're just about to... I don't think they're just about to finish. But I'll send you to some chill co-working, because I think that's a vibe. Yepany is working on some stuff, so let's go say hi. I'm probably going to raid and run, because I have to go cook dinner, and I'm very tired. So... here's a generic raid message in the chat. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the message with the emotes. If you do not have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message and append any cool emotes that you do have. If you would like to. Regardless, I will not be back on Thursday because I'm going to be recovering from dental surgery and probably feeling like absolute unmitigated garbo, so I'm going to be resting. But I will be back on Friday morning, with any luck, and I am planning to play more Silksong because I miss it and I want to be playing it more. So that's my plan. But in the meantime, I hope you have a good rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care, everyone. Thank you again to Sammy Ann for the raid today, and thank you for watching. Good night and good luck.